Welcome foodies! In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to make these low carb and sugar-free cinnamon rolls. I have been making the cinnamon rolls a lot recently for my friends and family, and I really hope you guys enjoy this recipe. So to get started, in a large bowl, mix 2 1/4 cups of almond flour, 6 tablespoons of flaxseed meal, 5 tablespoons of a protein isolate. I used milk protein isolate, but you can also use a whey protein isolate, and 6 tablespoons of a no-calorie sweetener. 2 1/4 teaspoons of xanthan gum, 1 1/2 teaspoons of kosher salt, 2 1/4 teaspoons of instant yeast, and mix that all together until it's well combined. And unfortunately my camera didn't show this, but I did add 2 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder into this mix as well. Moving on to the wet ingredients, you're going to be needing 1/4 cup of sour cream, as well as 3 tablespoons of water, and then just mix that together until it's thoroughly combined. And then you want to add 3 room temperature eggs, as well as a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and then mix that all together until it's well combined. And now you want to add 1 1/2 tablespoons of unsalted butter that has been melted and cooled to ensure that you don't cook the eggs, and mix that until it's combined. And now you want to add your dry ingredients directly to your wet ingredients in one batch, mixing quickly to activate the xanthan gum. And once you're done mixing, set this off to the side. Now we're going to start making our cinnamon roll filling. So you're going to be needing 4 1/2 tablespoons of really soft, unsalted butter. As you can see, half of mine is melted. And to this, I'm adding 1/2 cup of granulated sugar substitute, as well as 3 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. You can add a little bit less if you don't like cinnamon as much, but I really love it. And then I'm going to mix this all together until it's well combined. And once you have a really nice paste-like consistency, set that off to the side. So here I have my cinnamon roll dough that I made earlier, as well as my filling. And if you're working on more of a slippery surface like I am, you can use a silicone mat to make sure that your cling film will stick to it, which is important later on. And here I have just a rectangular piece of cling film, and I'm just making it really nice and flat, as well as a little bowl of water to help the dough not stick to my hands. Next, I'm separating the dough into 3 separate sections, working at them one at a time. Next, I'm thoroughly coating my hands in water to ensure that the dough does not stick to them. And now I'm going to start pressing the dough into a rectangular shape, reapplying the water to my hands every so often to ensure that the dough does not stick to them. And I just flipped it over to make it easier for you guys to see. And now I'm going to be spooning the filling onto my dough. You only need a little bit, and you want to just spread it in a really nice thin layer. And once you have finished that, you can start rolling the dough up using the cling film to help guide it and making sure all those edges are down. Once you finish rolling, I like to give the sides a bit of like a squeeze just to make sure if the dough is too long, I can make it a little bit shorter. And here I have a 9" by 9" square pan that I've just lined with parchment paper, as well as wetting the edges of the knife just to make sure that the dough does not stick to it. And now I'm going to cut it as best I can into 4 equal pieces. And now I'm just going to smush them down a little bit to make them a little less tall. And repeat that for the rest of the dough. And once you've finished cutting and rolling all your dough, You want to proof this with a tea towel covering the top of the pan for about 30 to 45 minutes depending on how warm your room is. And then after that you want to bake at 400 degrees for 17 to 25 minutes until the tops of the cinnamon buns are a nice golden brown. Moving on to the vanilla glaze, here I have 1 tablespoon of unsalted melted butter. And I'm going to be using the Swerve Confectioner's Ultimate Sugar Replacement today, because a lot of you have asked me what sugar replacement I use. And I'm just going to be mixing half a cup of that sugar into it, as well as 2 tablespoons of milk plus half a teaspoon in small quantities just to make sure that I don't get any clumpiness. And then halfway in I do add half a teaspoon of vanilla just to add some flavor. And once your cinnamon rolls are done baking and have cooled completely, you can now frost them. I like to pour a little bit on top and then spread it out with a knife. And here is the finished product. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and please leave a comment down below of what you would like me to make next. I'm working better on responding to comments, so feel free to leave one down below and maybe I'll respond to you. And thanks again. See you in my next video. Bye!